ACW is sponsored by Jabati. Self-care through skincare. Jabati is for everybody. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to ACW Wellness Wednesday podcast. I'm so happy you're with us again today. It's October. It's the fall, the beginning of fall. Such beautiful weather. And we have a lot planned for you the month of October. Now, many of you are aware that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we will be centering around our discussion around breast cancer awareness. So pretty excited about that and really pretty excited about our guest. Now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there are a lot of activities and awareness around breast cancer. Our topic for the month of October is living and thriving through breast cancer. ACW Podcast will be talking with breast cancer advocates, survivors, patients during the Wellness Wednesdays in October. Now, on today's Wellness Wednesday podcast, we have with us our special co-host, Stephanie Boomshot Jones. She is not only an advocate for breast cancer, but she is a fitness and wellness professional who has designed health and wellness programs that assist breast cancer survivors and patients with living their best lives with a diagnosis. Now, through exercise, proper nutrition, and mindful therapy, which we'll talk about massage therapy because that has something that can really help you with dealing with breast cancer. And my amazing co-host will tell you more about how she works with that particular therapy to help breast cancer patients. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome Stephanie Jones, Boomshot Jones, to the podcast. But let me say this, Stephanie is amazing. Stephanie is a personal trainer. She's a community health and wellness ambassador. She's a diabetes prevention health coach and a licensed massage therapist. And I'm only just giving you a little bit. This woman is amazing. And I had the pleasure to work with her for over 6 or 7 years with Fulton County government, designing a health and wellness program. So Stephanie, I can't begin to thank you for all of what you have done and helped me with those employees in Fulton County. So without further ado, Stephanie, please tell us more about yourself and more about how your business is helping survivors and patients live healthy lives with a breast cancer diagnosis.
Robin, oh my gosh, that introduction. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm very excited. Yes, we have known each other for some years. So when you reached out and wanted me to co-host with you, it was an honor to be on here and share this platform with you. So thank you so much for having me. Let's see. Okay, where do I start? A little bit about myself and what it is that I do. I basically help frustrated professionals, individuals who are trying to balance maintaining a healthier lifestyle while working out and while balancing a busy schedule. So, I mean, we're at a time now where everything is we're just all over the place. And the more all over the place we are, guess what happens? Our personal wellness gets pushed to the back burner. So what my mission is to help people find their lane right where they are. And that also includes cancer survivors. Yes, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And when it comes to cancer survivors, you know, they can still be physically active. They also have to make sure that they're being mindful of what their doctor recommends and suggests, because there's certain things that they don't want to do based on where their treatments have been and things of that nature. So taking all of those things into consideration, but overall, they're still a human being. And as a human being, our health and wellness is something that we can work on a daily basis. So when it comes to breast cancer survivors, that is something that I'm very mindful of, and incorporating a massage as well. You mentioned massage therapy. I mean, it's just a big wheel of things that to incorporate. But again, you have to find what works for you right where you are, because it's a lot to take in. So you just have to start small and build on it.
We honor and thank everyone in the fight for social justice. Teachers, healthcare workers, and all of you in high-risk jobs. We know it's stressful, so we have a gift of thanks from us to you. For more information, visit jabody.com. That's JABODIBODY.com. You're listening to ACW Podcast. I am Robin Gabriel-Parson, your host. Our special co-host today is Stephanie Jones, a fitness and wellness professional and a breast cancer advocate.
Thank you for that, Stephanie. Now, Stephanie, both you and I have been in the health and wellness world a long time, and what I really want our audience to understand is that it doesn't matter what type of cancer you may be diagnosed with, but the thing is living through it and thriving through it. How do I live my everyday life without being depressed or having anxiety over a diagnosis? And what we do, both of us, best is that we motivate people. We keep them exercising. We give them programs that focus on their particular health issue. We talk about nutrition. We do things to help individuals combat this cancer, be it breast cancer or any type of cancer. I have a couple of survivors I'm going to be talking to also this month, and that's actually living through it. And part of what they explained to me is that they incorporate exercise in their daily life. It helps them maintain those healthy endorphins, and you can kind of elaborate more on that and how it's important to trigger those endorphins through exercise. So just kind of elaborate more on that for our audience, how it's important is to exercise.
Yes, and actually, and even before that, Robin, because we are motivators and what it is in our line of work, one thing that I always do first and foremost is I respect where each and every one of my clients are emotionally, physically, across the board, because one, everybody's experience is different, and depending on what it is that we have gone through in our life's journey, that kind of alters how we deal with things such as getting a cancer diagnosis or, certain other health issues and conditions. It all depends on our experiences and how we deal with things. So first and foremost, I respect where they are. I don't come from a standpoint of, come on, tighten it up, you can do it, because that's not for everybody. But if you allow them to be okay with where they are, be like, okay, this is where you are. We're going to push to get over here. All right, let's make these steps, these realistic steps that you can do on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatsoever, to get you to achieving that goal. For me, that has been a very effective way of connecting with clients. I'm very adamant about connecting with the person first. Connect with the person first, because when a person sees that you value them as a person, they're able to receive from you, versus looking at a person from a standpoint of, okay, this is what we're going to do. Check. I done trained you. Now carry on, because I got to meet with Susan next. That's not how I operate. And I wanted to drop that in there because that's very important when we're being sensitive to people's experience. The health and wellness journey is a sensitive area for a lot of people. And especially if you're going to tack on some type of physical condition that you may have, or a cancer per se, that's a lot to take on. And it can be overwhelming for somebody like, okay, I'm trying to get through this cancer hurdle first. What do you mean I need to work out? Working out is still very important. And when you say working out, I've actually switched my terminology from workout to physical activity. And the reason that I've done that is because when people hear workout, what's one thing you think of? Go to the gym, lifting weights, throwing around tires, CrossFit, doing, training for a marathon or something like that. When you hear workout, when you hear physical activity is simply movement of the body and using energy. Physical activity can include walking around the pond, walking up and down the parking lots of the store before you walk in Red Dot Boutique. I mean, not Red Dot Boutique. That's my nickname for Target, but you walking in and out the store. So when it comes to physical activity, cleaning your house, working in your garden. Those are things that you can turn into physical activity. Now, your pace and how fast you are moving, that dictates your level of physical activity. So those endorphins that we were talking about, they're going to release as we increase our physical activity. We get that heart rate up, we get that blood pumping through our bodies. That's how those endorphins are going to, disperse throughout the body. So when you encourage physical activity more, I find when you encourage physical activity more than quote unquote working out, is a little more effective, because people are now allowing themselves to be more creative with movement of the body.
I appreciate that, Stephanie, and you're so correct. Exercise and the workout. I love how you bring that to the forefront. You're so correct. When people think about workout, they think about something totally different than just being. And we need to encourage our breast cancer awareness survivors and patients move, exercise, get those, whatever that anxiety or stress you may be dealing with around this illness. Exercise is one of the number one ways that you can release any type of stress and anxiety. And also, Stephanie, I want to bring to our audience attention, you are on board of an organization that actually helps survivors of many different type of cancers, not just breast cancer. Tell me more about your advocate behind this and the organization itself.
Yes, so the organization is called Charge Up Campaign. And Charge Up Campaign, the focus of Charge Up Campaign is basically to provide support, empowerment, education, outlets, and resources for those who have been affected by cancer. And when I say affected by cancer, that could be the caregiver, that can be the survivor, that can be the person who is going through cancer themselves, that can be the siblings or the children of those who are experiencing cancer. All of these people are affected by cancer. So the mental health awareness around it, because it's an emotional challenge and journey. And the focus of Charge Up Campaign is to be that support, that outlet for those who are experiencing. And so when we create these different outlets, we create different events. Like one of the events that we do was Pajama Jam. And with the Pajama Jam, you invite survivors, caregivers and whatnot, and we get pampered. So we might do facials, have massage therapists come in, have karaoke, a DJ, something where it's creating an outlet and creating an environment where the focus is not on the cancer. The focus is not on the hardship that the cancer is causing. The focus is on you as a person. When you're able to build a person up individually, build them up as high as you can, that person can take on so much when now they're learning how to still be able to focus on themselves. Not the issue, not the challenge, not the hurdle, not the disease, but me as myself. These are the things that we are creating for through Charge Up Campaign. And when I say it is so effective, because we can come from a standpoint of being supportive in terms of giving out gas cards. They need to get to and from cancer treatments. They need gas in their car. If you have somebody that has to go get cancer treatment 4 or 5 days out the week or something like that, depending on the level of what it is that they need done, that's expensive. That's an extra expense that can create a hardship. And so Charge Up Campaign would be able to intercede by sponsoring the cancer patient or whatnot. We also provide like little wellness bags. So when somebody has been diagnosed with cancer and they're about to start their chemotherapy, so in the bag, it will have like a quilt, or some fuzzy socks and different things, because their extremities start becoming very sensitive, bottles of water and different things that people who have gone through the process and be like, oh yeah, it'd have been nice to have X, Y, and Z. Okay, we take a note. All right, you know what? Next time we're going to make sure we put in some mints in this thing, because they're saying, when you get the dry mouth and whatever the case may be, we're taking a tally of those things that are needed and providing care packages for those who are about to embark upon this journey. And they could be scared senseless. They could feel like they don't have anybody that understands. And so with Charge Up Campaign, we provide that pillow around them to kind of hold them close, to pick up the phone. We write out cards that we send to them. And in the cards is some type of positive quote or something that people who are Charge Up Campaign supporters, they write just little nice notes, something like, take one day at a time, just something different and encouraging. Because guess what? When you hit that moment where it's just like, I can't do this no more, can you imagine picking up a card and somebody who does not know you personally pouring into you and building you up? And so it's very important to have an outlet like that, which is why I'm very grateful for Charge Up Campaign and the mission that Teresa Sawyer is the founder of Charge Up Campaign, and her mission behind it is to help the person, strengthen the person. Don't focus so much on what they're going through, but help them to take a moment and just care and love on that person.
You're listening to ACW Podcast. I am Robin Gabriel-Parson, your host. Our special co-host today is Stephanie Jones, a fitness and wellness professional and a breast cancer advocate.
I love that. Thank you so much. And that is so true. And this is the main reason why we do what we do. We do what we do because we are very focused on our clients. We want our clients to live quality life, regardless of what they may be going through. And as mentioning cancer, because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I really want people to understand it's just a diagnosis. It's not your life. But they also need to understand ways to get through and have a normal life. And part of it is incorporating exercise in your daily activities, eating proper foods, eating healthy foods that help you build your immune system while you're going through this. So even when you exercise, you still have to have that nourishment of the body so you can sustain that exercise activity, because be it breast cancer or any type of cancer, a lot of times your immune system is being attacked. So what you do, you provide that whole experience for them. You provide them not only the exercise, but the mental, the mind, the body, the whole spirit experience, which is very important. And I want to touch on something as a massage therapist, because see, you're over there too. And that's an amazing practice in reference to helping people going through any type of illness, because it's a therapy. So just kind of explain to me more about the massage therapy aspect of it.
Well, there are definitely different levels of massage therapy. If you get deeper into massage therapy, where you have someone who works specifically with cancer patients, they may do lymphatic massage to help to push the lymph throughout their body. And that's a very, very slow, like barely moving type of massage technique. So it all depends on what level of massage a cancer patient or survivor, what level they're at, because massage therapy is very relaxing. It can help them zone out for a minute, and the different pain that they may have, it can cause some comfort. Physical touch is very therapeutic, which is why I feel like during this pandemic, so many people are having such a challenge, because it's hard to get through the day and not be able to have physical contact, touch. That's the same thing like when a child is born. What's the first thing? Touch. It creates that relaxation, that protection, that comfort, that care, feeling of care. So with massage therapy, it's not a cancer cure. It's not going to cure cancer, but it can definitely help with making a person who is experiencing it relax for a moment, feel better, help to, kind of soothe your mind and release some tension that you might have, because you can be tight. And what's the first thing we do when we get tense about something? Our shoulders go up towards our ears and we be like, oh gosh, I'm so stiff. Oh my goodness. Okay, well then massage therapy can help with that, to help to relax those shoulders and get that blood circulating on a more fluid basis. So it is definitely a very good type of therapy to incorporate. But again, you also have to be mindful of the level that you're asking for, because if you're, a cancer patient, you're currently going through chemo, there are certain things that you want to make sure that you're keeping in mind before you try to get a massage, because certain massage therapists say, oh, okay, well, yeah, no, I'm not skilled in that area. And it's okay to, if a therapist tells you, no, I'm not comfortable, respect that, and try to find somebody who is skilled specifically with working with cancer patients. Mm-hmm.
You're listening to ACW Podcast. I am Robin Gabriel-Parson, your host. Our special co-host today is Stephanie Jones, a fitness and wellness professional and a breast cancer advocate.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now, Stephanie, what I would like for you to share with us, how important is it for a breast cancer patient and survivor to adapt to a healthier lifestyle? How important is that?
That's important across the board. I feel like if you have breath in your lungs, that should be something that you should incorporate. Eating cleaner and getting physically active. Those are my two go-tos. Oh, and the third one, drinking water. We don't drink enough water. We don't hydrate enough. We need to be able to flush those organs. A lot of times we think we're hungry and we're really dehydrated. It's your body saying, oh, excuse me, can I please get some water? And we be like, oh, what you said? You want some chips? Okay, I'll give you some chips. Oh, you said you want a sandwich too? Oh, okay. And so we are constantly eating, but you're probably just dehydrated and needed some water. So it is very important, because our bodies, we're a whole machine. Energy in and energy out. Energy in, that's the foods that we are consuming. We're eating from the 5 food groups: our protein, our fruits, our low-fat dairy, our whole grains, as well as our vegetables. Those are the things that create that well balance. Well, sometimes when people hear you got to eat healthy, they like, oh, that's boring. I'm not eating salad all day. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. There are a whole bunch of foods out here that we can eat, and it could be cleaner if you prepare it that way. If we want to eat for taste, be like, oh, I don't taste good. They don't taste right. Put some cheese on that. Put some whatever. That's bland. Give me some salt. Give me some more hot sauce. Because we're trying to eat for the taste. We're not eating for the nourishment. Now, let me put this disclaimer out there. And I'm going to put this out here, Robin, because you know me, I try to make sure I'm 150 when I had these conversations. As a health and wellness, in the health and wellness industry, as a trainer, health coach, all of that, that does not put me on a different pedestal lane at all. Everything that I'm saying, I also have to make sure that I'm mindful of. Because if I'm not paying attention to what I'm eating, and if I'm not being physically active, I can definitely develop type 2 diabetes. I can definitely develop some type of diseases and things. My clothes might start fitting a whole lot different. I thought I bought a medium, but it's fitting like an extra small. Like a lot of things can shift for me too. So I wanted to put that out there, because a lot of times when it comes to reaching out to or having conversations with somebody in the wellness industry, people look at us from a standpoint of, oh, they got it all together. They don't understand my challenges. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. But it goes back to our mind. At any point in time, you can pause and adjust. You can pause and adjust. So if you're thinking of the things that or the way that you're currently eating, or how much processed foods are you eating? I didn't say don't eat any. If that's not realistic for you, okay. But how about we can all make adjustments and cut back on some of the things that we are eating. Okay, you like wine. You like a glass of wine at the end of your workday. Okay, is it a glass of wine? Now, technically, a glass is 4 ounces. Is it a glass of wine, or is it a trough, or is it a bottle, or you know what I mean? So these are things that would jog people to ask themselves questions like, okay, can I cut back in this area? We can. There are a lot of things that we can make adjustments in that can help us to become more healthy, eating healthier, getting more physically active, and drinking more water.
Thank you, Stephanie. And, I want to add to that because everything you said lowers your risk for any type of cancer. So I definitely want to add to that. So it lowers it. It literally lowers your risk. If everything you just recommended, if people would just think about it, it would really lower your risk. And what I'm going to speak kind of transparently because my grandmother died of breast cancer. I remember as a child, 10, 12 years old, I didn't know what it was at the time. I just remember my mother saying, she got her breast amputated and actually seeing my grandmother with one breast. And as a child, that was shocking to me, but didn't understand. But as I got older and started studying health and wellness, and I realized what she was going through, that was really kind of put me on the journey of, okay, you better charge of your own health because your family, genes, my DNA, my family, women in my family was being diagnosed. And during the time my grandmother was diagnosed, they didn't have technology they have today. So, for me, it is real heartfelt to talk about this cancer because I didn't realize what grandmother was going through. So I'm really appreciate you sharing everything you shared with us today, Stephanie. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your experience, and your passion. Can you share with our audience, if anyone would like to get in touch with you, how they can follow you? Give us your contact information. So if anyone had any questions, they can definitely go directly to you.
Okay, well, I can be found. My website is boomshockfitness.com. And if you are an Instagrammer, I am at boomshock. And if you're a Facebooker, I am boomshockfitness. So any 3 of those outlets, you can definitely find me, get in touch with me, ask whatever questions, say that you heard me on this podcast. And yeah, definitely. I appreciate you allowing me this opportunity to speak with you, Robin.
It's a joy. But Stephanie, before you go, you have to explain to our audience what boom shock means. You got to tell us about the boom shock.
Okay. All right. So just so you know, it's nothing extravagant at all. I just simply used to say boom shakalaka all the time. If I was excited, that was my reaction. Boom shakalaka. And so when it came to me going into fitness, and I was like, I need a business name. And I don't know what I was excited about at that particular time, but I said boom shakalaka. And one of my friends said, that's it. And I was like, boom shakalaka fitness just sounds dumb. Like, what? So I just played around with boom shakalaka and out came boom shock. Simple. I told you, it's nothing, man. It's simple.
Thank you for that. Thank you for joining us today, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
Audience, I hope you enjoyed. You're welcome. Audience, I hope you enjoyed our Wellness Wednesday. Please tune in next Wednesday. We will still be talking about breast cancer. I have some survivors, patients that I'm going to be talking with. So please listen in. Until next time, live your life with purpose, intention, and with love. Thank you.
You have been listening to the Awareness, Culture, and Wellness Podcast. We thank you for joining us, and we hope that you tune in to our next Wellness Wednesday as we discuss topics that heals the mind, body, and spirit. Until next time, I'm Robin Gabriel-Parson, your ACW podcast host. ACW is sponsored by Jabati. Self-care through skincare. Jabati is for everybody.